Day, welcome to State of the Matters, where we break down the issues that matters most. I'm Chidera Esom. Let's get started. APC Fubara storm of uncertainty. Fubara storms out of APC screening venue as re-election tension rises. Wike orders loyal PDP candidates in Rivers to defect to APC, obtain nomination forms. Court fixes May 15 for Jonathan's eligibility suit. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll dive into the discussion. Welcome back. Joining us now is our in-house analyst, Vincent Okoro. Vincent Okoro, good to have you join us in our studio.
Chidera, it's always my pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to an interesting section with you.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, moving to our top stories, Governor Fubara has reportedly walked out of APC screening venue, fueling speculation about deepening political tension. How might this tension affect Governor Fubara's election cycle?
Okay, it's a re-election cycle, Governor Fubara. Governor Fubara, governor of Rivers State, as we all know, or a lot of us know already, have been embroiled in political tension with his erstwhile godfather, the current FCT minister, Wike. And then we are heading to 2027. There's a lot of permutation, there's a lot of speculation with respect to how his fortunes are going to turn out when it comes to his overall front heading into that the election is concerned, heading into 2027 is concerned. Now, we are not talking about this point of parties and their candidate picking up nomination forms and being presented and presenting themselves for screening. And then we are made to understand that Fubara went for the screening, and of course he actually presented himself for screening the second day, of APC screening exercise. Along though he wasn't the only one that was not there the first day, but majority of the governor in the APC across the nation were present in the first day, and then there was simply a note that he wasn't present because of a matter of urgent importance. So the following day, he came for the screening, and then within minutes, he was out. And ordinarily, just like the tradition, you expected that a person in that position, we are talking about a city governor here, there will be press following him up wherever his presence is. But at the end of the day, just wave to them, and then he zoomed off, which actually makes us to say that, okay, there should be issues. So heading to 2027, right now, we are more or less in the dark. Of course, your headline makes us to understand that Fubara APC air of uncertainty heading to 2027. So if you ask me right now, I don't even know where to pitch my tent. If Fubara is going to be in the ballot before we even start talking about him succeeding in the forthcoming election, as far as a re-election bid is concerned. So right now, like some of us out there, I don't really know where to, to hold on to as far as his candidacy is concerned to start with. Now, we are expecting the list of those that were successful in the screening to be made public, because as it stands now, everyone is just basking in the realm of speculation. So no one can say for sure what happened in that screening venue. Now, it's even possible that they actually ask him to take a bow and go. It's possible that he's actually trying to push people into suspense, especially feeding those perceived opposition elements what to go on with as far as candidacy is concerned. So we are waiting to see the outcome.
But could his reaction signal a deeper crack within the APC structure in Rivers State?
Yeah, now, normally, as the city governor, we are seeing that there are certain members of that party, even some that are coming from, that are not members of the APC, coming to the APC to pick forms. And you agree with me that such actions of persons in the same party picking form against the incumbent governor does not just come from nowhere. It is actually many a time they are well planned, they are well orchestrated. So that actually signals that all is not well as far the rank and file of that political party in Rivers State is concerned. So it simply means that it signals rather that there are some factionalization as far the members of that party their plans toward 2027 is concerned. We saw the former governor, the former governor's loyalists, two of them as a matter of fact, that's the person of Nyoso Wike, two of his loyalists actually picked form. Then we also saw a loyalist of the former Minister of Transport and also former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, is loyalist in the person of Etoyinko, also picking form too. So that is a signal that we are even having 3 factions right now within the APC in Rivers State. So to me, that does not really bode well, though the more the merrier, as the people will say, as we will say, the more the merrier. So meaning that we should be looking at a very robust and competitive electioneering period, especially during the campaign, where the candidates will have no option than to be really serious as far telling the people what they have for them if they succeed in becoming the next governor of Rivers State, or if Fubara in this case succeed re-election. So the crack that we are seeing in the APC right now may play to the favor of the state, though it can also go otherwise.
Okay, talking about a loyalist, Nyemiso Wike, and also the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, who mobilized the APC, the PDP politicians in moving to the APC to get forms. What does this report say about the mass movement?
The mass movement or the man?
The man.
Okay, the man himself.
Yes, okay, the loyalist. Asking the PDP
faithfuls, yes, or members to move to the APC and pick form. Yeah. Yes, it is no secret that the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyoso Wike, is working for an APC government. Now, he's not just working for an APC government. He came to tell the whole world that the person he is going to support in 2023 election is the candidacy of the APC, which is the current president of our Federal Republic. So, to me, it is not a secret that we are seeing such movement. But there's also a moral question to it. Because the APC, it did not become it did not get affiliated to the APC and the current government at the center today. So why did it take, the question I think we should be asking is, why did it take this long for him to ask his members or the members of his party, because he keep on telling the world that he is still a member of the PDP. And of course, the recent judgment about, that dissolved the National Working Committee of the PDP, and then also send those of his those who are loyal to him as one of the leaders of that party to rest. That judgment actually have his fingerprint all over it. So now you are just waking up. Just tomorrow is an election. You are asking your members or the members of a particular political party, which you claim you are a member, to move to another political party. So to me, it is not enough that Wike is affiliated to the government or that is being controlled by the APC. It's not enough for him to have that leverage or the power to ask those in PDP to move to the APC, dislodge those that are in APC already, and then ask them to pick form, to run for the forthcoming election. But whether it is a question of ethics, whether it's a question of moral, whether it is a question of the law, now depends on the political player and our legal system to decide.
But could this defection weaken the PDP's strength and relevance in participating in the coming election?
Now we have not. We have heard about all the screening exercise picking of forms in the APC. There's no much happening in the PDP right now. Of course, you know that at the national level, the National Working Committee has been dissolved. Then the board of trustees after the Supreme Court judgment have come up to start to see how they can put the party together again. That also is not actually making the PDP to make headway, because it's like the board of trustees favor a particular faction that of the infighting within the PDP. Now, I think that should be one of the reasons why we are not seeing much happening in the PDP. Now recall that the Wike actually come out again in a press statement to tell the world that he's waiting to see the secretariat, that the caretaker committee, the secretariat, that the caretaker committee that have been instituted by the board, that is the board of trustees, is waiting to see the secretariat that they are going to occupy in as far as the activities toward 2023 election is concerned. And they also said it's waiting to see the account they are going to pay nomination, the fees for nomination forms to. So if you look at the whole thing, you will see that the PDP as it is today is more or less a shadow of itself. The PDP as it is today can no longer be relied upon as a potent party to challenge in any election. And of course, there are new parties that are in the horizon that are fast, coming forth, are far posing challenge to the current ruling party is concerned, the likes of ADC and NDC. So for the PDP, a movement of key party loyalists who have been preparing, with all that is within them and without, towards 2027 election to move in mass exodus, to the APC. That simply means that the PDP is certainly going to experience a huge weakness heading to 2027.
Don't you think Wike is attempting to build a political structure for himself?
In the PDP or the APC, or generally?
Generally.
Of course, that is a normal thing as far our politicians are concerned, especially in this case the big wings, because Wike is not a pushover when it comes to the political arena and the political games. Now, Wike, for a long time now, have been the shining light or the torchbearer of the PDP in Rivers State. Then now, he has also extended his influence beyond just the PDP in Rivers State to the national level, where we continue to see either the entire leadership of the party being loyal to him, or a faction being loyal to him, or him leading them. Then, on the other way around, before this time, we saw some members of House of Assembly who were all members of PDP decamping to APC, though which they later denied. And then the same crop of people have now moved to the APC to pick form. Now, that does not mean that the structure of PDP in Rivers State has been diminished completely. It doesn't mean that. Then at the same time, you are not expecting that they are moving to the APC just for the sake of it. Of course, there are going to be alliances there. There are going to be bridge building. There's going to be progress. There's going to be a situation where they will try to make progress in the party. And of course, they are going to keep all this progress they are going to make intact towards future political opportunities. So in other words, we can actually say that the current Minister of the FCT, Wike, who is actually pushing all these defectors, the campees or defectors to move from the PDP to the APC, are trying to build his political structure both in the PDP and in the APC.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Thank you so much. Still on politics, court fixes May 15 for Jonathan's eligibility suit to check if Jonathan is eligible for the next coming election cycle. So, how does Nigerian Constitution interpret Jonathan's previous tenure regarding eligibility?
Okay, first and foremost, if there is now the Constitution, as we know, empowers or allow a candidate to seek a 2-year tenure, especially when it comes to chairmanship. Those executive offices, they are allowed to seek a 2-term tenure of 4 years each. Now, there is an issue here, which possibly our Constitution did not reference. Normally, our Constitution, when a particular law is made and passed into a particular legislation is made and passed into law, then you are going to see subs where we begin to see, in case this happens, this is how the law is going to interpret it. But now, Jonathan was a president for complete 4 years, being the second time when he won in 2020. When he won in 2011. Now, in the eyes of the law, that is the first time he actually expressed himself for that position. But between 2009 and that 2011, we saw him function as president after the demise of President Yaradua. So now some persons are beginning to see that he has actually been president in 2 tenures. Now the question now is, if each tenure it depends on the number of years which is served within those 2 tenures, is now a question for the law to interpret. Then we're also looking at a situation where is the law actually telling us that he has to be voted for? He has to present himself to be voted for it to be valid that he occupied that office. So that is another angle to it. So this is where, I think the naysayers are actually pushing to see how they can truncate any idea. Recall that the former president has not even come out to say, I am running for political office. So it's about speculation, it's about thinking ahead, it's about being proactive. So I believe that those people that may see him as a challenge to them, if he eventually runs, are the ones sponsoring this particular lawsuit against him. And then we are waiting to see what the law court is going to come out with.
Thank you so much, Vincent Okoro. Thank you so much for your opinion.
Always my pleasure, Chidera.
What is your take on Jonathan's 2027 election cycle?
2020, heading to 2027, based on what we are seeing right now, that we are expecting the court to tell us whether Jonathan is eligible or not. Of course, if he's eligible, we expect, not that we expect him to run anyway, that actually automatically empowers him to be in the ballot if he wants. Now, remember that we are talking about one of the foremost leaders, in the history of Nigeria and even in African continent. So I don't see anywhere where challenges are going to come in as far as him desiring to run in 2027 is concerned. So we are just waiting for the court now to declare him fit to run. And then the next thing is for us to wait for his decision. He has actually told his followers that they should wait for him, that he's going to do his consultation. So we even assume that even before the court judgment will come, he's already consulting, And then, like I said in many forums, we are expecting a very competitive, robust 2027 election. So if somebody in the personality of Jonathan is coming to the ballot, then better for us. So that other contestants will not be seeing 2027 as another election to take Nigerians for granted. So that is what I see in that particular
Thank
sense.
you, Vincent. So does that mean if the court grants him the permission to come out for the next coming election, which means he'll be running for 4, that is the other 1.5 that he ran during the Yaradua's tenure time, then 4 years for his own, then another extra 4 years, making it 10.
Yes,
which is not part of the constitution.
He took over from Yaradua in 2009. And then 2011, he ran, under the umbrella of PDP, which was even his party anyway. And then now, if he's going to run again, he's not going to run to complete 8 years. He's going to run for another 4 years, which, if we add it up to the number of years he has answered president in this country, then we'll be having over 10 years of his presidency. And this is what the court is seeking to actually, look into, to see if it will be okay, especially by Nigerians even, because the court may say one thing, and then we'll see people still appealing, and then even appealing the judgment of Supreme Court. So, but once the court give judgment that Jonathan is free and eligible to run, then nothing stops him, and they will be expecting that, okay, if he has done his consultations and he has decided within himself to run, then we are expecting him to be in the ballot come 2027.
Thank you, Vincent, for your analysis. Thank you so much. Good to have you in our studio.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Chidera.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope that we have been able to answer some of the questions that are bothering our viewers out there.
Okay, thank you so much. We have come to the end of today's State of the Matters. To our amazing viewers, thank you for joining us and thank you for being part of the conversation that truly matters. I'm Chidera Esum. Do have a beautiful day. Bye for now.